Hey everyone, this is my first YouTube video. What we're going to do today is we're going to connect to multiple URLs, doing a little bit of Power Query magic, and I'm going to show you how you can save a lot of time if ever you have the need to connect to multiple URLs and get web data into Power BI. So let's have a look.
I'm not sure if you've seen this website for all you Australians and Victorians. COVID Live has awesome collation of data across Australia. I'm just going to look in Victoria here. And what I'm interested in, it has cases by local government area and active cases by local government area. So this is a summary, and I can click on here to view all local government areas. And when I go in here, you can see Wyndham has the highest COVID cases. But what it has is just a snapshot. And what I would love to see, and I haven't really seen, is some historical data of cases over time for Wyndham, which we do have here. If I click on Wyndham, and you can see here I've got the date. So we've got cases, how many new cases today, active cases, how many new active cases today. But there are 79 councils in Victoria or local government areas. I want to bring them all into Power BI, and I don't want to have to do this and grab this URL 79 times. So what I'm going to show you today is how you can take this URL, pass a table of URLs, and pull all that data in one swoop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to head over to Power BI. We'll just open straight up into Power Query. I've got a table here which just has local government areas. What we're going to do is we're going to get a new source, and I'm going to go over to the web. I'm going to drop that URL in for Wyndham, click on OK. It's going to connect to that website. Now we have a few options here. I'm going to pick, we've got a table here, I'm going to pick this table 3 because it does have a date column which I want. It has the cases that are active as well. So we've got cases, active, it's a blank column that we don't need, another blank column that we don't need. We can get rid of that later. So I'm going to tick table 3. Click on OK. And it's going to go off, and it's going to bring one table in. So I'm just going to get rid of this change type on the side here. So you can see here it's extracted a table from the HTML. So that's fine, and that's Wyndham, but I don't want to go and do that many times. So what I can do up here is we have the advanced editor. Just going to click on the advanced editor and to bring up the M code, and you can see here is the URL with Vic Wyndham. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a function. So I'm just going to drop this down a little bit. And I'm just going to say open brackets LGA as text. Okay. And then we're going to make that as a table. So we've created a function. So the LGA, its name is a function, and it's going to be a text. So what we want to do is replace this Wyndham with the function we've created, which is LGA. So if I just delete that, just put talking marks around it, and I'm going to write L. And you can see here's our function here, LGA. Now I need to put little and signs because it's like concatenating a string. So and it's going to put it in there like that. And just click on done. And it's turned this table 3 into a function. So I probably should give it a better name, get LGA. So now, if I write an LGA name in there, Cardinia, if I click on invoke, You can see it's brought everything up for Cardinia. So what we can do now, if I delete that, is we can go across to our table here, and we can create a custom column, add column, custom column. And what the custom column is going to do is it's going to call that function. So let's call the function, we called it getLJ, there it is. Open it up, and what we want to put in there is the only field that we have in here, which is the LJ name that's going to pass to the URL. Close that off. Click on OK, and you can see what it does is it brings in a table. So I didn't give it a name, it's custom, and there's a table appended to each row. So Casey has a table, Cardinia has a table. And what we can do is we can expand that out. All the columns. And here we have all our Casey data, Cardinia, Wyndham, and Melton. So I can go ahead and I can clean that up. I can get rid of all those columns that we don't need. Okay, so I've cleaned it up, deleted some columns, used some first row as headers. Now I just have local government, cases, active, deaths. I have my date. I'll just change that into a date. And I have my net. So I can just close and apply. Brings it into Power BI. And here's our table on the side, which looks like so.
Okay, and so obviously we can add some data visualizations, some maps, a table, and some custom tooltips, and we can look at various council areas, year ranges, and see how they're going for active and cases. So I'll publish this on my blog if you want to have a look at it. Obviously I can hit refresh, and this is going onto the web, onto the COVID Live website, and it's just going to collect all that data. Okay, so that's finished refreshing. There's no errors. We can see that Wyndham has the most cases and the most active. We can select on Wyndham, and it just shows us where Wyndham is. I'm going to grab a tooltip over there. Oops, that's just for one day, so I'll unselect that. So for the timeline, what's happening? So this map visual that we're using is the preview shape map. Some other interesting things we can do. I'm using the scatter chart, and I'm using the date and the play axes, and we have the legend of LGA, and on the x-axis we have the active cases, and we have the actual cases, total cases over here. And we can animate this, and so I've just got this for the last 2 weeks, so we can see the movement over time. You can see Wyndham and Brimbank heading out over here, and Hume. And what I do actually like is when you click on one, and what we do want to see is, active cases going backwards. So we can see, if you look at Wyndham, they were really heading this way, and then possibly we've had lockdown, and it's not going to the right anymore. Brimbank is kind of staying a little bit the same. Moreland's come back a little bit. Casey's come back a little bit. Melbourne's pretty stable. So I'll throw this on my blog, on my website, if you want to have a go with it. All right, that's it from me. Make sure you subscribe if you're interested in these type of videos. Hope you found this tip useful, and I'll see you in the next video.